January 1987, the start of a new school. My name is James. As of today, I am a first-year high school student. Today is the first day of school. Assembly starts at 1 p.m. and I arrived at school at 12:30 p.m. I went straight to the school canteen upon arrival. When I reached the school canteen, I saw a girl that stood out among the students. The girl was petite in size with delicate features that added to her charm. Her hair was shoulder length, framing her face in soft waves that accentuated her natural beauty. But what truly caught my attention were her eyes. They were like windows to her soul, captivating and mesmerizing, with a depth that was hard to fathom. They were a striking shade of hazel, with flecks of gold that danced in the light, giving them a warm, welcoming glow. Whenever she looked at me with those eyes, I felt like I was the only person in the world, and nothing else mattered. Her gaze was intense yet gentle, and it was impossible not to get lost in it. Her beauty was understated yet alluring, and it was impossible not to be drawn to her. I went over to her to say hi, and to my relief, she responded with a gentle smile. My heart skipped a beat, and my face lit up with joy and happiness. I felt like I was walking on air as I made my way to a nearby stall to grab some lunch, my mind still replaying the sweet moment when she smiled at me. After eating, it was time to head towards the assembly hall. The hall filled up quickly as more students arrived. Soon all seats were filled and the assembly started. The principal made her speech and welcomed everyone to the school. Next, the headmaster deliberated the school rules to all of us and reminded all of us to keep to the rules. After the introduction and orientation, it was announced that the assembly is over and everyone should return to their class in an orderly manner. When we finally settled down in class, our form teacher took our attendance. I noticed that the girl I approached during lunch was actually in my class. As the teacher called our names, I noticed her name was Mindy Lee. I was nominated as the class monitor to help take care of the class when the teacher was not around. I approached the girl when the teacher left the classroom. "Hi, my name is James," first said. She said hi to me too, and she is called Mindy. From then on, we sat next to each other. We would share our thoughts, our ideas with each other. She's good in math and I am good in science. We would help each other with schoolwork. Soon we grew very close to each other, catching a little alone time together. Our fondness grew and developed into love. Stealing a smooch from her is what I like to do. At first, she would resist. Gradually, she reciprocated with much fondness. Days passed into weeks and weeks into months. Then it was time for the mid-year examination. Both of us did fairly well. Our only regret was that we will be separated for a month during the school holidays, but we agreed to meet outside once a week. We spent almost all our time in school together. We would share lunch, hold hands. She meant the world to me. Then came the final exams. She did quite well, but my results were far from ideal. She is in the top tier of the class, and I ended up in the lower tier of the class. We got separated from the same class 1 mean. Due to her good results, she got promoted to the second class, and due to my lackluster results, I got posted to the 6th class for year 2. We still kept in close contact with each other and spent all the time together with each other whenever time permitted. Then came March 1988. She said she would be away for the 1-week holiday, which coincides with the King Ming Festival. She would be going back to Indonesia to pray to her ancestors. During the holidays, I did not see her in school. It was only after more than a week later that I got to see her. I felt something had changed. She became very cold towards me. No longer would she respond to me immediately. She would not even want to spend time with me. Not to mention intimate moments. At last, she asked me out. We went to a nearby park and I started asking her why she was giving me the cold shoulder. She looked me in the eye and told me that she had met another guy. It was love at first sight. Moreover, the guy's family is of prestige background. Comparing to him, I am a speck of dirt. She asked me to stop pestering her as she no longer wanted anything to do with me. From that moment, my heart was torn into pieces. My legs lost their strength and I knelt on the ground. She then told me that she would be transferred to another school once this term ends. She started walking away from me. Tears rolled down my cheeks uncontrollably. What I did not see was her cheeks were wet too. I do not know how long I have knelt there. It was till it started to rain that I got up and went home. After falling ill for a few days, I returned to school on Monday only to be approached by Dan, my best friend since second grade. He asked me how I was feeling, and I replied that I had caught the flu virus. Then, he brought up Mindy, and I grew anxious. What about her? I asked. I have broken up with her. Dan was stunned by my response and asked, "You mean you don't know?" Feeling frustrated, I replied, "No what? Mindy is dead," Dan said softly. Second class attended her wake last week. Her body was cremated yesterday. My heart sank as I shouted, "How did she die? When did she die?" Dan explained that Mindy had contracted malaria from a mosquito bite while on holiday break. The Indonesian hospital was unable to bring down her fever, and she passed away. His words left me stunned, unable to comprehend the news. Then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Mindy was actually a ghost. At first, I was overcome with fear, but then I realized that my love for her was stronger than any fear. Tears started building up in my eyes. Thoughts came rushing into my mind. So breaking up with me was all fake. You wanted to leave me 'cause you don't want me to be sad about your death. You think I will stop loving you just because you are dead? I will never leave you. Silly girl, have you not known me for who I am? After Mindy's death, visiting her grave became a regular routine for me. It's almost as if I can still feel her presence there, even though I know she's no longer with us. I go there to talk to her, to tell her about my day, and to ask for her guidance and blessings. It gives me a sense of comfort and peace knowing that she's still somehow with me. As for my love life, I have remained single since Mindy's passing. It's not that I haven't tried to move on, but the truth is, no one has ever been able to fill the void that she left in my heart. I still think about her every day, and my love for her remains as strong as ever. In a way, it feels like our love transcends beyond life and death, and I find solace in that.